Awesome. That was an interview of FaZe from last week, but it is still as relevant seeing how they are still turning heads here at the Major. We are diving into our next game, the Copenhagen Flames, up versus Ence, a spicy one. Let's start with the Copenhagen Flames. They withstood the storm of the Bad News Eagles. They withstood the chaos, and I think that was a really big first test for them here in the Legends stage. But for viewers that aren't as that don't know the Copenhagen Flames maybe as well, Pimp, give us their identity.
The identity of this team is this underdog team who loves to be the underdog, a team that is very gimmicky, a team that always comes into these bigger tournaments well prepared. We saw it last Major as well. We thought to ourselves that, Copenhagen Flames, they're not going to do any damage. And they came so close, taking down NIP and actually booking a spot into the playoff. LNC was the guy who ruined for them back then. But again, they did that with the identity, which is this, very gimmicky, very well prepared, always, throws out a new couple of smokes, a new kind of strategy you've never seen before. And as I like to describe, a bunch of happy nerds that are very good at playing Counter-Strike.
I think they are good at drawing rotation and bringing action to a space, giving Roy that kind of, to elevate Roy's kind of lurk, aggressive entry style.
Wow.
It's a weird
Love
one,
it.
I know, but he's super good when he gets to do his own thing. And that's what's so amazing and so great about Roy. I don't think you can just tell him what to do, just let him be him and kind of support that for him.
Is it fair to say that obviously they had that great performance at the Major, kind of almost making it further than anyone could have expected, but they got shut down just a little bit after that? There were some ups and downs with talks about organizations and whatnot. Do you feel now they found their stride again? And do you think they have a higher ceiling than they did back then?
I think so. I think that experience for them is going to come in very handy during this Major as well, because you're right, they fell off a cliff after that Major, right? Couldn't really get
I was nice
done.
about it.
Yeah, you were a little bit nice, and that's why I'm here, But to be completely honest, right, you had that experience, and to be able to bounce back and now come into this Major, play some good Counter-Strike, go win a match like this where you have a chance of going 2-0, I think that experience is going to be worth a lot.
And they're going to need it. They're up versus Ence. Ence is forcing us, I'm going to say, to redefine where their ceiling could be. And I think rightfully so, the conversation has been, okay, Spinks popping off, insane, Ence doing great in these matches, but are they going to consistently do it versus the top 10 and versus the best teams in the world? They beat FaZe today. So
yeah, and Spinks was popping off. He was really delivering, and it's been this narrative for a while. He drops off quite hard. Compared, still good stats, but it drops off from our expectations of him against other teams, against top teams, and now he smashed FaZe earlier today. So that's a really good sign for them.
Not anymore. That's not a story I want to hear anymore. That's not a story I want to see anymore. I think he's proven himself not only at this tournament, but also during Blast Showdown. I hopefully not let the Maui Snake jinx right there, but Spinks is a quality player, and he's, not even by us who watch the game, not by the viewers as well, but when we talk to other players as well at the event here, they all say that in practice, this guy is one of the best right now. He's one of the best riflers, most informed riflers we have in the game. So this whole narrative about Spinks not being able to show up at big tournaments, scrap that. I
think it was like, what will the expectation be? Sure. And fairly so, we have now reset it. When you get players like this who are extremely good at straight up fragging and rifling, I think often they don't get given kind of more credit for the things that they also do. But there are other things, right? He makes the space for himself, and it's not just clicking heads.
No, he works very well within the lineup of Ence. Yeah. He's a player that is built into the system, has found his role. The fun thing about this matchup, is that we have seen these two teams play a best-of-3 scenario against each other just a couple of weeks ago. You see the scorelines right here, very one-sided for the maps, 16-7, 16-10, and then a very secure victory coming in for Ence. Spinks was a menace in that game. He was doing everything we've seen him done at this Major in that game in particular. The highest rated player, the best player as well, so he's feeling comfortable going up against the Copenhagen Flames.
Talk to me about their gimmicky style, and for Ence, as we're kind of exploring what their tactical depth can be, Snappy has been calling some great rounds for them. In general, how do they match up?
I think, Copenhagen Flames are more defensive than an Ence. They have more like a triple lurk kind of style where Ence have this very, very aggressive duo with Dusha, with Mad, and then Snappy actually filling in sometimes and in like this aggressiveness to open up the space for Spinks to deliver.
Mm-hmm. Ancient is the choice. We saw that also at Blast.
Yeah, we did. Wow. A 16-9 victory for the guys of Ence. Spinks was, as said, a menace in that game. 120 ADR, a rating of 1.85, and he was destroying Copenhagen Flames. We talk about win conditions for the Flames. You talk about Roy, you talk about Yabi, you talk about Siphon. those are the 3 guys we need to see frag out. Those are the 3 guys we saw save Copenhagen Flames in the game against BNE. In particular, Roy, I think he's a world-class player when he's hitting his stride. So we need to see that in order to be able to match a guy like Spinks and Madden for that matter.
Yeah, I mean, Yabbi for me is key to victory because his lurking is going to be crucial. And I've talked around to people, he is incredibly influential in this team. The way he works around, and when he sees the space and openings, he can redirect the team to the other bomb site, and they do that very, very well.
All right, he's got his work cut out for him. The Copenhagen Flames up versus Ence right now with our wonderful, beautiful, intelligent, awesome, cut me off please, casters.
Wow, thank you very much to our delightful, amazing, talented analysts. Got to hand us a couple back.
And
Loving
host.
that. And host, of course. Excuse me, I lump them all in together.
Okay.
How dare I, as a ex-host myself. But yeah, I've got Sponge with me. My name's Machine. And we get Ancient, Chad. A lot of the Flames games going down on Ancient. Ence, as they've talked about on the desk, have not been shy to it. And Spinks certainly seems to be comfortable on it.
Yeah, that head-to-head they brought up is nice for Ence. And I think what else is nice for Ence is the fact that we have already seen Flames play this today. And that was a 16-14 against the Eagles, Alex, that I actually thought the Eagles could have picked on up. Now, there was a lot of clutches in that game, but there was a couple of extra boo-boos, I would say, from the Eagles in helping the Flames get across the line. But you know what else helped the Flames get across the line? 32 kills from Roy. He's on form, Spinks is on form, and we're about to get underway with Hooksy charging down mid-blind and dead.
Okay, not over yet.
Whoa!
Diha 3 in quick succession, mid-clear, he says, with bullets, and only Jabbi with anything to do. Top of the head of Spinks spotted. That goes both ways, and it's 1. Needs more.
I find Madden here.
Could do. He seems to have a good understanding of where that temple space will have been taken. Right next to each other, and Madden does benefit from the smoke, so they're sucked out of the room for the Flames early, courtesy of Diha. They wanted to contest for mid, but just a head-to-head brawl leaves Ence with just 1 more to find. Nikodos. Fun AWPer to watch when he's in form. Here on the fifth, still just getting toyed with, and that's his 4th. Diha, definitely a menace to contend with, and is getting him started strong early bodes very well for Ence fans.
Yeah, one of the crazy things about this Ence roster is Diha isn't an individual that you need to do this, but when he does, that's what makes him so scary. Like his impact kills in mid-rounds or his multi-kills in mid-rounds, that's when he really separates himself from the pack and how annoying he can be across the map right here. But to kick it off with 3 Glock kills, fantastic work from him. Now I spoke about Spinks having a good game in their opener. Hades also had a very good game against FaZe. And that is a massive scout for Ence to take. Their confidence must be through the bloody roof right now. We all know how that best of 5 final went down during EPL. Well, Ence have been this team, right? And I think for a lot of the conversation is, yeah, okay, yeah, they're doing good, but this is the major, right? This is the major now. How far can they really push the issue? Have Madden here as well. He's the most recent addition to the team. He's a major debutant of his own. We were talking about some of those names as Snappy, seasoned vet in-game leader, takes a couple fights. Madden, his name's in the feed with bullets and flashes.
Lovely.
And they'll finish this one off neat and tidy. Put a bloody bow on it, clean as you like. A 2-0 start for Ence here. The Snappy story's a fun one, isn't it?
I love the Snappy story. The fact that he's been around, you know, chucked and changed around in many a team. Many a very different looking roster. He's never quite had as many talented individuals all under one roof with that mutual respect. There is a parallel with Carrigan in that respect. I'm hesitant to make that comparison because I'm sure he would hate it. He's his own man. And Madden is being quite the brave boy through the smoke. And that is a gap in the defense. Oh no. A lot of pressure onto Zyphon. The first is found. He should immediately meet Madden, who does slip through the cracks. Still very susceptible to this M4 retake. Trying to get across the denial into the shins of Hades. Hooksy does put the bomb loose. First for Diha, but he pays a heavy price, and yeah, this one's fallen apart. Well reacted to, and the Copenhagen Flames don't take too long to get themselves on the board.
Yeah, in case you wanted a reminder of why that A bomb site can be so difficult, easy to retake, and if you don't get that opening kill with ease, it is going to be a hard time getting on in. So Zyphon, good to get one, doing the best he can. Had no idea that Madden was able to slip through that gap, but Hooksy, the one with impact right there to get the Flames on the board early. 2-1 the score reads as the rifles do come out. A bit of a bonus situation for Ence with how clean they kept the previous. Now they do get out into the 5 AK-47s.
Yeah, and the Flames understandably lean B with the majority. Haven't seen anything on this side of the map yet. Madden swallows the nade, and xantares can dunk him, and does. Perfect. Builds upon the initial utility damage. Snappy does cross through, and these smokes are about to fade, so it's xantares' time to make a decision. He does opt to, I was going to say get away. This boost might be dismantled.
Yeah, overstaying his welcome a bit, isn't he? But Roy's found a kill, looking for more. Spinks pushing on out.
Trying to bait with the shots. xantares almost ready and aware the crawl could be coming in. And Spinks, loses his duel. A big one for xantares to be posting, so a two-man advantage, albeit a little low, a little scathed. Jabbi and xantares with scrapes on their knee, but...
It's almost all Diha here early. 6 kills for him within the early stages of this one as he does make his way back over towards B. Bomb scooped up. The defense is split in a bit of a 2-2 formation right now, so if they do walk into B and they trade, or obliterate both Jabbi and the likes of niko's here, they could be in and set themselves up for a 2-on-2 post plant.
Yeah, they've got no smokes to react to cave and ramp pressure, so it is just going to be these duels. They're doable. Snappy makes his presence very known. It'll be on Jabbi's jiggle. Nade might even lower him to 28. Oh, there's another one. Jabbi's going to go down, and it's just niko. They know where he is. They can plant uncontested. This is a 2 versus 4 that has legs, Chad. Oh, great flash. That's one way to find space. And frags, it's only Diha. You were talking about how brilliant he has been. This would be more than brilliant. This would be near impossible to clutch up with just 20 points of health. Distracted by Zypher, the crawl on ramp. It's xantares that will close this case.
Yeah, I think the first 4 rounds of play, the 2 names, xantares and Diha, are the ones that have had the most impact for either team so far. xantares ran there in the previous round responding, and here he was bloody annoying, pushing up ledge early, finding that opening pick, then able to close things down here. So keeping it close, keeping it threatening, getting that bomb on down, and we know what that means when Ence is in the server. Snappy loves a force spike. Here's that opener we discussed. More impact there to take down Spinks, the superhero of Ence. Yet to frag just yet is poor Spinks.
Yeah, more time we get to see of Ancient, the more we're getting to see the use of that early avenue through mid to contest up on lane.
Looks like a B rush here. All 5 very quickly over towards B. Stalled out by the smoke, so maybe cancel the term rush, but still very heavy B presence here. xantares again.
Yeah, same spot, different outcome, at least initially. Snappy wants answers, and he's going to... What? Get a frag! Mid-range, he pulls that off. Every bullet must have connected. Okay, immediately breaking into the site. Jabbi is good for the first. niko, wrong weapon for the job. They bait, he pulls the shot. Nothing connects, planting in the open, but it should work out well. At least gets the down, but Roy, quick to right the ship. Very little for Ence to hold on to here. Should just be a matter of time. Using that smoke, Spinks tries to dip into cave. niko was providing the overwatch, and yeah, it's just... Whoa! xantares with the dig! And 2 magnificent headshots. He's playing on the pixels. But there you have it. The Flames will jostle and take the lead.
Yeah, okay, xantares. That was massive right there. Imagine if that third connected. A very winnable one-on-one starts to get dished on up, and it could have been a heist from Ence in a round like that. But the Flames will take the lead right now, and they've had to battle for these. They haven't come easily. Here we are again. Bang! And the second was absolutely beautiful. Little dome of the head there for the third was just on his screen. But that was a purchase from Ence right there. They had to get the bomb on down, and did. And, well, now they will buy again. 3 AKs, Mac 10, Tech 9. Until dump towards mid. A missed smoke here.
Wow, he loves it. He loves it. Off the flash. And already dunking on Zypher. No trade possible with the flashes to support. And already niko is under pressure. xantares under pressure. Look how quick Ence just converge on this A site. And there's nothing for the Flames to do unless Madden does go down. Donut's a threat, but soon to be cleared. xantares has it. At least they can get their teeth into this if they decide to. You can see Roy's flirting with the idea. And xantares is going to be the contingency plan. A late flank donut could be everything. You can see Roy unwilling to do too much. And as 2 come from donut, xantares is here to secure the round. That's if Spinks doesn't beat him to the punch. And a lovely, lovely guaranteed round.
Yeah, xantares was spotted by Roy here. Can Roy convert? No, he can't. xantares will get that one right there. And, well, that's all the guns removed. So fantastic stuff. As there you see Saw, the coach, standing behind the boys. Must be pretty happy with a round like that. And this is the pace that Ence have as well. They're ping-ponging across the map here. The previous couple, they did try B. This is the similar maneuver that they were able to get away with before, where Madden slips on in towards Donut. But this time, finding that initial kill A-bomb site was open as soon as nikodos went on down, and a great response here from Ence has drawn back the force buy for the Flames. So it's the force buy wars, but not in the same fashion as we initially or traditionally see.
Yeah, hoxi, he's actually got vision. The typical barrage of flashes has not stopped him from going aggressive, and he actually chooses to make himself known. It costs him a great deal of his health, and Madden always walking through these smokes.
Isolated.
Good flash, completely isolated. Should go down to this Roy Hunt. Yeah, the nimble MP9, good for it. Hades, what are you doing? He goes round the corner trying to find a trade, but leads to an AWP in enemy hands.
Spinx needs to mop this up. He could find 2 here.
I don't know if you want to try and take that fight. Yeah, there's Yabi posted up. It's not a hard shot to hit when you're looking, and he does knock Snappy down. Not before he meets Roy with the Kalashnikov.
Well, they should know where both are now, at least have a pretty good idea. Spinx trying to find some space, might go down to this MP9, but now the fight is on.
Oh, it doesn't matter, the body shots. 3, and you're good to go. Just Diha information, they know where he is. He's got a big brain on him. He knows Yabi had the AWP towards B side. nikodos pushes the issue, stops him in his tracks, and we'll continue to see these force buys trade back and forth. That was very light on from Ence, and look what they leave with.
Flames are so annoying, right? They keep poking
Flames.
and prodding, right? They keep poking and prodding up towards this ledge area. They're keeping control there. You can see how they can use that to fight constantly in towards middle right there. Finding Spinx trying to take some space elsewhere. Now, there is enough for Ence to go for a buy, but they've called a timeout. Need to confer with Saw, have the conversation with the coach. Hey, boss, is it worth it right now? Do we keep doing it with a bit more of these limp purchases, a bit more in the regards of the faster, more in-your-face plays? Because right now, if you take a look at the finances here on the right-hand side of your screen, 4 individuals out of the 5 can all purchase AKs at a minimum. You even have Madden going into Galil because they want all the util. Diha right now, Tech 9, right? He could have got away with a Mac 10 as well. He's going to get out full sets of nades. So I think they're going to start operating in a bit more of a full gun round fashion. Good work from Yabi there, because if Snappy gets one and gets away, would have had some real problems. But they chip away at them again here, the Flames, and they keep themselves just in the lead.
I think Flames definitely found a lot of fans with their run in Stockholm.
Well, they were doing what Spirit was doing last time round.
Yeah. Different battlefield this time, different opponent as well.
Bit more of a standard round here coming into play, right? You can see the pace taken out of it. More of a default spread, 2-3. Right now from Ence, as 2 of their individuals postured towards mid. A flash up and over the top. Hoping for a reaction, hoping for a response to draw out some more utility, because you can see how quick Flames smoke off towards the B doors. They do it from spawn. They want to try and put Ence in a position where they choose, do we push through and fight what lies on the other side, or do we sit and wait this out? And if they wait it out, it plays more into the pocket of Flames, and now they can set up into a default round. Over towards Donut, hoxi. It's quite clear that this in-game leader likes this map. You can see the pep in the step, the way that he approaches it. He feels quite comfortable. And he has the AWP of nikodos over towards Temple to lock this down. Pressure.
This is working well.
It's on its way.
If they can sell it with the util, keep 3 feet planted. The reaction, smoke, molly, defense, not deployed. It's nikodos on A, and already Diha down. Trying to commit is Spinx. Bomb on its way in. hoxi is tucked in tight by that AK. And they're just going to try and go for the plant here. The util implies as such. Hades with a safe plant. Smokes are up. Bomb is down. A leg up now for Ence.
Look at the round the world maneuver. Roy is going the long way round here. If he's not accounted for, he could cop them in the back here, but time slowly being siphoned off the clock.
Yeah, Snappy's in a really prime position to deal with any late donut arrivals, but it's all the way round. This could be the end of Spinx late. He's not going to consider it. Already now Zyphon draws his attention. Rounding the corner now. Oh, lovely on the late flank. He will take it. It's just Madden. Snappy trying to come CT. Yabi's got him in his sights. Oh, okay. Not going to be easy, though. Snappy needs to knock him off the defuse and held at bay. It's nikodos. Close quarters on the AWP. That's 3 kills from that CT AWP.
And he was the first point of contact on A as well right there. So nikodos' survivability, and that is fantastic. And that Roy, very slow, or very late, mind you, around the wall flank work was fantastic. I thought Ence did a good job after really running into the blue wall of the B defense, because you could see Flames had 3 players in the site. Still did a great job to get into A and get the bomb on down with this opening. But the reason they didn't rotate, right, hoxi, he was in donut and he could see nothing mid. There was no pressure points there, which meant that with 3 players in B, until you take contact, you don't need to move. But speaking of moving, Madden out mid his signature donut move forward on the flash. The first kills here's, and the trade is there. hoxi continues to be a menace in mid.
What? I mean, Madden just so stubborn. with that SMG, the flashes to facilitate, and now it's up to hoxie again. They know where he likes to live. Pull the crosshair and trade. Okay, quick into a 3v3, and Hades, oh, he loses his life on the edge of the smoke. Roy still padding the stats. He's got himself up to 6. This is tough now for the two of them. Oh, and just as he turns away, niko again, good for it. Process of elimination will dictate. It's Temple, and Yabi quick on the trade. Yeah, the Flames, they're playing a strong CT side here. And it's just by trading off of one another on the way back in.
Yeah, with this pace, especially if there's trading in the way it is right now, there's a lot of unknowns for Ence, right? You're not quite sure where the next fight's coming from. You saw the player in the site just there die to the back of niko's AWP because they're having to respond to so many different positions. So Ence have tried this pacier maneuver a couple of times. It's good to get the bomb down, and we'll get them another buy with the loss.
And Yabi partnered up and happy to deal with Madden.
Hades might get a timing here. niko has just dropped on back. He's worried about a mid push. He's worried about some form of aggression in the backs right now.
They've had full control. I guess it's the A around the world he's been concerned about.
Well, there is a chance right now. If Diha can get across on the timing right here, the two poles can team on up. niko is back on over now. The util has been dropped. They must know that the attack's coming over towards B, and this long side is difficult to clear.
Oh, yeah, up against Yabi, and he does tame the spray. Was shy on the initial placement, and okay, end of Hades. Easy as that for niko. Puts himself up to 10, him and hoxie at the top of the tables.
It's a good lead right now, 7-3. We know that this is a map with a CT bias, and well, there's still an opportunity to fall foul here. Taking a quick look at the B stream, FaZe are taking on the Bad News Eagles, and that's quite a fiery affair, that matchup, right? We've got some heavy hitters on both sides. The Eagles have really made a name for themselves with their individual prowess, and that's where the namesake of FaZe traditionally comes from. It's not that way so much anymore, but there's still some massive names in the server going toe-to-toe. Second tactical timeout called here. It's patches of 3. Patches of 3 and 4 for Flames. Maths is hard to get them up to 7 right here. But they might have to finally be humbled. It's looking like an AK in the hands of Madden. There's some util that's been brought in for Spinks and Hades as well here, but there's not enough to have anything that's going to resemble a threatening buy. Next round of play, we'll see the 3,400 loss bonus come into the bank balance. But where's the change-up going to be?
Yeah, they've had no issue getting into the sites.
Yeah, that round right there where Spinks went on down, I think because Snappy was so aggressive, it made Spinks want to try and chime in for a mid-fight with him, but you saw how the smoke had actually bloomed. Sometimes when you throw that deep mid-molly, right, the smoke can bloom above it and it'll create like a gap underneath. So that, I think that's how hoxie was able to take away so much of Spinks' HP in that moment.
What? 2 of your smokes already expended for pursuit of map control. Feign or otherwise. The rest of the squad counting on Snappy to be that early warning system. That's the last of the flashes from Yabi.
Well, it indicates B right now if we look at the radar, right? All 5 members of Ence leaning over towards this side of the map. Still have 2 smokes. They can smoke long or short. They can smoke off towards cave if they want, flash and go. But Madden's AK is going to need to do some damage here.
Yabi onto pillar. Could be susceptible to the spray. Forced him off. It's up to Yabi. A bit shy of that one. And now it's just cave. It's just Roy. hoxie still smoked off. hoxie still catching bullets regardless of smokes. It's still that double out of Roy. And finally someone silences him. It's Madden to make a 2v2. Both doubling up on long. A huge advantage for the Flames in terms of weaponry and health. And a hard clear from niko, but still ready for it. Poor Spinks. He's not got a chance in the niko retake. Cool, calm, and collects an 8.
Just handling business, aren't they, right? There's different threats that are coming their way. hoxie cheated over just in time right there. Taking the spam of Madden's AK through the boards, but still that third man on the site to try and deny into that entry, trading quite well, and then mopping up the mess over towards B. The pressure was applied consistently here.
I was looking at the... Sorry to talk over you. I was just looking over the Copenhagen Flames. Yeah, they're playing a lot of Ancient, but the opponents shy in comparison to Ence. There isn't a single team that matches Ence's power level, so I didn't know what to expect, but it seems like they're having no issues initially.
Here's the thing, Flames are LANers, right? They're online games, right? They're playing in the tier 2 round. LAN is where they do it, and so does Spinks. What an opener there in the second. Well, Dihard's going to take that. This one's cracked wide open. What is that?
That's nuts. Okay, round over. Ence and Spinks specifically have decided to make it so.
Let's just take some fights, shall we?
Yeah.
No more of this silly business trying to play rotations. Let's just put bullets in the brain and Dihard with another. What a round!
Yep, just Dia Spinks go kill, a pair of frags for both of them.
Wow, I think you have a good idea where niko is. He's been playing Temple quite consistently. He's not traditionally the A holder, right? Xyphen actually does some secondary AWP over here, but niko in a few has been wielding the big green.
Just as Copenhagen Flames have started to look indomitable, Ence remind us who they are and what they've got in their arsenal for their T-Hall. And it could very well start to catapult them into a bit of a run. Look at that. He got a flash. I'd say about 3 frames of hoxie. The second is great onto Roy as well. Desperate for the trade to pull the game back into a mid-round.
Yeah, something like that, right? Little details of that. When you come out and you're pre-aiming that position, if you know how the CTs like to throw their mid utility, for example, if they throw it from a set position, exactly like hoxie was throwing right there, can give you a leg up in taking those fights. But knowing where they're going to be, putting your crosshair in the right spot, but then hitting the shot like that, and then, yeah, just obliterating the defense in that fashion. Beautiful stuff from Ence here. Still a 4-round lead for Flames, and the 3rd timeout called for Ence. 3 in the first half of play right here, so understanding the importance of T-sided rounds in the current meta that we have.
I think there's always, with these snappy teams, there's always that extra pressure. He's always good at getting into the bomb sites, making sure the bombs are planted, making sure there's a constant threat when the Ence T side is in play.
Yeah, how many ecos do we feel like we've had, right? There's always been an AK or there's always been a force of some variety. Ence don't let you off the hook here.
And speaking of hooks, hoxie got nothing to complain about now. No one's home. Not this time. And just as I say that, he does just a quick flash of hoxie across the screen of Hades. This is the angle Madden's been trying to work with. They double swing through. Snappy stops it from the double. Could still go wrong. Could still go awry. And hunted down. Another quick one out of Snappy. Wow, they were really, really hungry for that one, and it has led to a man advantage for Ence.
Yeah, it's a full investment right here, and you could see Yabi a little bit right on. He only has a deagle in hand, so if Flames can snatch this one away in a number disadvantage situation, this could mean the world for their CT half. Otherwise, they'll be down to an eco in. The next is spammed on through. niko's under pressure here. They're coming in.
They are still committing, regardless of the potential stack. Hades actually leading the pack. Gets himself across and shuts down Yabi.
Save?
Has to. I mean, he might be able to deny here, and woo, quick flick and finished by Xyphen. A second opportunity. He won't get many more of them with 10 HP. A single bullet can send niko back to spawn without that AWP. He's got $0 in the bank account. Hard decisions to be made here. Snappy's here to lock him in. They are not saving a thing, Chad. Sink or swim. Take the fight. Successful again from Xyphen. Pressure on if Snappy flubs his lines here. Not ready for that, and it's only niko still fragging up a storm. One away. It's Hades, and he's forced him off with the flash. There's no time. But threatening, imposing in a 2 versus 4. We will see Ence take 5. And just a save on both orbs.
Yeah, I think it's going to be worth a lot for niko to be able to hold on to this AWP because it's going to be the best they have to boast in the next round of play. Take a quick bit of stock, take a quick bit of inventory right now with the finances. The low end is Yabi at 1.9, the high end is Xyphen at 2.5. The best they have is this saved AWP. They're going to have to, every time I say it with these teams, they go the opposite way. I was going to say they have to take the save, but they're actually operating to buy in behind this. The next round to play, it would have been 2,400. It would have been a buy for everybody in the next, but they want to do it with this AWP. They're putting a lot of faith in the big green of niko. They pushed him to solo B. Yeah, they're playing aggressive in towards main. Once you park this swag 7-up from Xyphen, you can actually leave him here and don't have to worry about A whatsoever. Deep mid smoke Sphinx is going to be held at bay by this.
You can see that might be tempting. You heard confirmation that there's one towards that pylon, towards the L bend. Sphinx backing away cautiously, and they are starting to dump some util. niko trying to act as a defensive pack of many, dropping his util as Yabi would.
I was going to say, we'd be trying to seem bigger than he is, but he has the AWP, so he's bloody huge right now. Like, if they walk into his line of sight, this guy is usually good for 1.
Snappy's trying to get some answers. Might want to bide his time for squad up ramp, and they have managed to rotate through. So Roy flashes. Deagle postures. There's the first for the AWP. They're running in, and niko has already dealt a very heavy blow. There's more to come. Blood splattered across the cave as niko lives on. The CTs are coming from behind as well, taking T-spawn. Looping back around. And this is the faith in nikodos being justified now with 2 frags. Can they flip the script? Spinks has got to check his cubby. Back his turn. Does adjust, but down he goes. And the D good into the head as well. The Flames have got this one in the bag as they find 9. Bare bones, but nikodos holds B site firm.
Yeah, so they put all their faith for him to hold down the B site while they establish some territory elsewhere on the map. They ward them away from mid with some basic utility. They take that A main control, and from there, they're able to posture back with those rotations. nikodos uses utility perfectly. As soon as he took any contact over towards B or got a little bit worried about his position, dropped an incendiary, dropped a smoke, allowed the rotation from his teammates to come back over, who wombo comboed with their utility perfectly to find those fights. And Yabi gets the final 3 of the rounds here. Back in with the buy, and Ence, they would love to get 6 in the gap on that smoke, almost looking for the punish onto HooXi.
Madden's really good at getting here fast. I don't think HooXi's going to be prepared for something like this.
I don't know if Madden's prepared for him below either.
Trade.
Needs the trade.
Can't get it!
He's made a meal of that!
That is horrible! And it means that the 10th is just 3 frags away. Make it 2 is okay. Everyone goes down on their own adventures. Hades trying to start a very exciting adventure of the 1v5 in round 15.
Well, has the time to do it, has his signature weapon, just has a lot on his plate right here, and I don't know how hungry he is.
HooXi's actually caught a glimpse of him, and yeah, just greeding for the frag. So 10 for the Flames on the defense.
Well, they're pretty happy. Look at the smiles on their face. You could just tell with the tone that... Look, I don't speak Danish, so I'm not quite sure what HooXi was saying, but the inflection in the voice sounded like he was quite happy with how that half went. And you can tell an in-game leader is happy with the map when they're playing the map the way he did. He was aggressive in so many fights in mid, just playing up and in that ledge position, getting involved in a lot of biffs across the map here.
And you recaps of where those Ence rounds came from. I mean, if it's not Spinks and Diha opening and closing the round in the first 15,